Well, Statler has come out with a post where she says, waking up to find out from a viewer that my ex has put the van on the market. That cutting board is the one my best friend made for me by hand. My ex has refused to return any of my things aside from my 2 teddies, and she is still not paid me any of the 19k I'm owed. May karma give us both everything we deserve. You know, it's quite sad though, isn't it, that this is how the relationship ended up, ending in the end, where it's come to the point where money's even become a thing. I mean, obviously, we don't know if for sure if what Statler is telling us is 100% sure or correct, shall I say, regarding Dempsey. But if it is, then damn, shit the nail on the head. May karma give us both everything we deserve, because it is quite sad for you to give out 19k to somebody and that person doesn't even give it back to you. But at the same time though, really and truly, this is why it's probably best to make sure that you invest in things with someone that you know that you can truly trust. But how do you know that? I mean, to be fair, I would say based on their relationship, one of the things that I would look at for first and foremost is to make sure that we are always on the same page for the most part. And when it came to them being on the same page, that's something that they never really was on. And also on top of that, when it comes to finances, if you're both having a conversation about finances and you feel like one person is taking advantage of you, well then you know not to trust them. Because the reality is that when it came to Statler and Dempsey, there were definitely times where, Statler definitely made it come across as if she was made to feel a bit uneasy or pressured for having to put up more money, or at least that's how she said it, more money than Dempsey stuff in particular. And even when we saw those two on the road, they were definitely having their back and forths about priorities. And, I mean, listen, Statler had to work throughout most of it, and Dempsey still didn't really want to do too much to help make life easy for her. I mean, if Statler would ask her to order something, Dempsey's response will be, well, you've already got the laptop out, so why can't you do it? Not even though she's neglecting the fact that Statler is actually working. So it would be nice if her partner would do something as well. But these are the small little things that personally I would say people should be looking out for before you know whether or not you can fully trust someone. Now, of course, these things I've given an example or things that happened obviously once the van was bought. Actually, no, some of them happened when the van was bought and some of them happened before the van itself was purchased. And in reality, Statler should have paid attention to those signs prior to purchasing or completing this move, but she didn't. And also, Statler was the one that was in a massive rush to try and fast forward their relationship. She was the one that wanted to move to the UK instantly. She really wanted to make things happen. So really and truly, her desire to want to rush a relationship would have also put her in this position. That doesn't excuse Dempsey's behavior, but Statler obviously has to take accountability for where she acted and the way she didn't analyze certain things, and understand that this is something that this is nothing but a learning curve. Sometimes in life, we're gonna lose money to learn things, and sadly, the money that we lose can be a big chunk. But the main thing is, can we learn from it, and can we move on from it, and can we progress from it rather than dwell on it? But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts in particular, and obviously we can also talk about it in the comment section. And I'll be very interested to see if Dempsey will reply to this. She's most likely not going to respond to this, because I know I wouldn't. I mean, whether or not I'm in the right or I'm in the wrong, I'm not going to respond to it, because what good would that do me? And to be fair, Dempsey isn't really the one that does many respond anyway. It's usually just Statler going back and forth with herself for the most part, and Dempsey stays quiet for the most part. So I won't expect a response from this, but you never know though. Let me know your thoughts. How would you feel if you was in a position where your partner or your ex, shall I say, ends up selling an item that you put a lot of money towards, and the item still has belongings in it that belong to you, and they are pretty much not giving you back those items that you deeply do desire and mean something to you? How would you feel? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.